everyone, and welcome to the Vintage Needle Crafter, or welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Well, today's podcast is going to be a little bit more of a lengthy one, so if you would like, grab yourself a cup of cozy and maybe your favorite knit or crochet project if you have one, and enjoy today's episode. I have a lot to talk about. First of all, I titled this those thrift store finds and a snowfall of yarn. Because that's what this week was all about. We had a wonderful holiday week. We spent time with family in the Windy City, Chicago, and went to the zoo. And I will share with you some pictures. Here is a couple of pics of the city. And then we went to the zoo with the animals there. We had a wonderful time. Had lunch in an Asian restaurant. Took the train in and came home, and then we went to the thrift store. We went to the thrift store where I found all this fabulous and wonderful finds. Okay, I had to take notes this time because I had so much to discuss with all of you. How was your holiday week or weekend? Hope you had a chance to get out or just stay home with family and have a wonderful meal together, or maybe you went out like we did and had a little day trip and went shopping. Okay, first up is the thrift store finds. I could not believe the things I found at the thrift store. I guess Black Friday's a good time to go shopping at these places. I'm not sure. First up, what I want to show from the thrift store is this fabulous shrug that I'm wearing. It kind of reminded me, first of all, I love the way this is made. It curves down like this, and then it has a shorter here in the back, and it's knitted with a nice generous ribbing here. It says it is 100% acrylic. However, it says to hand wash in cold water or a delicate cycle. But I love the yarn of this. It is so cozy and it's so warm. I would love to duplicate this and make it into wool. I don't know if many of you out there have heard of a company lately that has been popping up on my Instagram. And by the way, you can follow me over there on Instagram. I am the Vintage Needle Crafter over there. I don't get around to posting too often, but I try to. But anyway, I'm not sure if you've heard of these advertisements or have seen them, called Sierra yarns. But the fabric, the yarn in this, the colors of this, I'll give you a close-up view here. The colors in this reminded me of that yarn called Sierra Yarns, which is a very expensive company of wool. But their wool seems wonderful. I mean, it just seems really luxuriously soft. That's what this is. It's very, very luxuriously soft. I don't know if I should tell you what we paid, but it was under $5. Yeah, it was wonderful. That was the first thing we found. Second thing I found is I just had to have this. I seen this and I said, "Oh, hubby, I need this one." He says, "Put it in the cart." But anyway, this I will show you. I've seen a lot of these pocket shawls, and that's what this is. This is a pocket shawl. And this is a generous one. I love the plaid in this. And I love just that, and it's got pink. I'm into pink now. And I just love the coziness of it. It's so warm. It's like a fleece. I'm not sure exactly what the fabric is of this. It's not yarn. It's just some kind of cloth. But it's a fleece, and it's got these big, generous pockets right here. And I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be so perfect this winter for putting in, you know, yarn. You could put yarn in here if you're working on a small project. Hooks, needles, a book, just to warm your hands if you need to. So I really, really liked this. And it's large enough to where you can wrap it around your back like this and keep you warm. Or it can also double as a scarf. I really like this one. So that was that. Now, the best thing, and I could not believe I saw this, was this sweater. This beautiful, and it needs washed, this beautiful cabled sweater. It's just a plain blue. But that's not the main surprise. The surprise is this is 100% merino wool, and it is made in Ireland. So this is made in Ireland. Isn't that wonderful? And here, see, here is the tags. I thought that was a wonderful find. It's very heavy too. I told my husband, I says, well, it is a man's sweater. If you don't want it, I will take it. Because I like the blue, the shade of blue. Kind of goes with my eyes. But that was, oh, such a find was that. He had picked this up in the men's section and thought I would just use the yarn. And when I saw the tag, I thought, oh no, there's no way I can, in my heart, that I could rip that all apart. Not something that's merino wool and made in Ireland. No, that's rare. Okay. And of course, what else did I get there? But a bag of yarn. He surprised me with this. And we have got some very unusual yarns in here, and I'll kind of just quickly go through the bag with you. I have 3 of these, and I do not know what type of yarn this is. I know it's acrylic, but isn't that kind of interesting? I have no idea what I could use that for. There was that in there, and there was a couple of these from Knit Picks. That was into this one, and this guy kind of crumpled his label. Those are acrylic. This here has some sort of mohair in it. I'm going to open it up and show you. It's very unique. It's really fuzzy. It's got some kind of a mohair in it. I thought that was interesting because I've never worked with mohair. I will soon because I did get more of that. Okay, and just some odds and ends in here. There's another bag of that, so there's 4 of that mohair. And let's see, this was unique. This is vintage, slightly vintage. This is from Lion Brand. It is a velvet. I thought, oh, that's a nice shade of red, you know. Holiday coming, so, And then there was this from Annie's. This is a bamboo cotton, which I really thought, oh, that's nice. A bamboo cotton. So he's the one that went over there and went shopping and then kind of hid it from me. And I didn't even see this until later. Very good, hubby. You did a wonderful job of picking out yarn. I think he knows what I like. But there's all I got in that. I apologize for the glare that's coming off my glasses. We had some snow. That was a surprise this morning when I woke up. It was all snow on the ground. I'm going to insert a clip because I got up early this morning and was able to capture the beautiful big flakes that were coming down. So I'll insert that right here. Okay, wasn't that beautiful? Yeah, I was able to get out early and film that for you. I love the first snow. I really enjoy the snow that is on the ground because even on cloudy days like today, we're having a very dark and cloudy day with the on and off snow. It makes it brighter outside, which if you don't get a lot of sunshine, it just seems to just brighten your day. At least that's how it is for me. But anyway, moving on. Now I'm going to share my current works in progress, my current whips that I have going on, and some finished objects. First up are the finished objects. I did get a couple of things finished. This was the first one, and it is, oh, it's kind of out of shape here. I just call this my bucket bag. And down on the bottom here, well, I use that thick cobbles. It's called Patton's Cobbles yarn. It's got a wool and nylon for the bottom. I just did a crochet in the round. And then I just came up the side, going around with just different types of bulky yarn that I had in my stash. Some yarns were held double, some were single. And then on the bottom, I put a cardboard circle so it would give it some more sturdiness. And it has a sewn-in shoulder strap, which is very comfortable. And I took this with me on the train with my project in there, and it survived the day with my water bottles and everything. And then I just put a ribbon on the front like this to close it. And then I just tie it up like that. It was nice. I got a couple of compliments on it when we were at the station. I told them it's just a simple crochet bag, you know, nothing fancy, but it serves the purpose. And the shape I like because I can store a lot of things in here. Which, by the way, I have stored in here, my second work in progress. And this is the vintage part of the video. I made myself a pair of leg warmers from a 1982 pattern. And here they are. These are crocheted as well. And I will put a link in my description where you can get this vintage pattern. The lady that calls herself, her channel is Just Vintage Crochet. She has all vintage makes and all crochet. So if you're a crocheter and you love vintage, check her out, Just Vintage Crochet. And she has the 1982 leg warmer pattern that you will find on her channel. It's pretty recent, but a lot of other wonderful makes on her channel as well. but I had to make these. I thought they were so stylish. Now, back in the 80s, when I was a teen, this was all the rage back then. This was all the fashion. We always wore our leg warmers with our tight jeans. We wore those jeans that were tight around the ankle, and then we wore our leg warmers over top, scrunched them down, put on our boots. Oh yeah, that just took me back to those wonderful high school days of the mid-80s. But there they are. And it's just done flat, going back and forth, and then it's just seamed with a single crochet going up the side. But they keep my legs warm, and I just chose some acrylic yarn from my stash, nothing fancy. The pattern kit that she used in the video, she purchased a kit that was from, I believe it was from Kmart back in 1982, and had the original yarn. Yes, from the 80s. Oh, I love that. I love that when you can find a kit or something with a pattern and the vintage yarn. Speaking of that, I used to have a wonderful yarn company that I used to purchase from, but for some reason their website has been down for almost a year. They're based out of Florida. I'm not sure if they're going out of business, but it was the site was called $1 Yarns, and much of their yarn is sold in bags of like 8, 10, and 12 skeins. And it's vintage yarn from the from about the 70s on up to about the 90s is what the yarn is from, that era, those eras. Okay, enough of that. That's my finished objects, or my FOs. Now on to my whips. First up, I do have a whip that I'm going to share, and it is vintage as well. So I have two vintage things that I'm working. One I'm working on and one I finished. This one here in the photo, this is called Sheep Go Round, and it's from 1984 from Fiber Trends. I thought that sweater was nice because I wanted something with sheep. However, I am making mine into either, well, now depending on the yarn, how much yarn I have, because my yarn is vintage, it is wind tuck, and I will show you. I love this. Vintage yarn for the vintage pattern. This is wind tuck. Do any of you out there my age or maybe a little older, do you remember wind tuck? This is a number 4 acrylic yarn, so I'm using that for the black. Now, if I have enough, I'm going to make it into a cardigan. If not, a nice shoulder cape. But anyway, I modified this pattern totally. I kept the original design of it, but I had split it down, and no, I did not steek this. I just am doing it back and forth. And here it is. It's upside down. Okay. But here it is, if you can tell. This is the front here. And I did mine in color. The original pattern is just a black, gray, and white, and no. I wanted the color, but I'm getting down to the part now to where we're getting into the sheep. Now, this pattern, okay, from Fiber Trends, the pattern calls for working it bottom up. So I am totally converting it to top down. So when you're doing the color work, you're going to be working it this way, top down. Okay. But there's that. I know, I apologize. You can't really see too well the sheep. I've just got the sheep started, their little heads. But it's so cute. There's your fence. There's a fence line. Sky with clouds, the grass. It's going to be very nice when I get this all finished. I wanted to use wool, but once again, I have more acrylic in my stash than I do have wool. So, there is that. That is my second work in progress. Now, The only other thing I have going on for the works in progress are blankets. This is the time of year to where I like to crank out and do more blankets or work on the blankets I have started. And I have 3. I don't feel bad because Amanda from Mouse Makes, in her podcast, she said she had 6 blanket whips. So I don't feel bad at 3. But first up, oh, I apologize. I do have one more work in progress that's not a blanket. My mind, I'm sorry. All right, the second one, or the third one here, I apologize. Second one, goodness me, is on my needles now. This is from Universal Yarns, and it is done in the round. It is called Blake, and the designer is Raquel Brockman. This is Blake by Raquel Brockman, and you can find this at universalyarns.com. I'll leave that in my description as well. And it's just a simple pattern. It's a rib pattern, fisherman's rib, but I a little bit modified it by just doing plain stockinette for the stripes, which kind of makes them stand out a bit, I think. But yeah, that was the whip. I forgot to mention, I've got, like I said, I've got so many things here all around me on the floor to where I can miss something. Okay, that's it. I promise. That's it for the whips except for the blankets. On to those. Okay, this one is quite large because it's nearly getting complete. I'm making this for a double bed. And it is a very large granny square. Started at the center here with all my bags of scrapyard. Anytime I've got leftover yarn, I'll just roll it into balls and put it in a bag. And when I get a bag full, I will do something scrappy. Now, I'm participating, let's see. We Grow Wild is her YouTube channel. I can't pronounce her name. She's a wonderful lady from Italy. She is having a make-along called Scrap Me Good Make-Along. So if you've got any scraps laying around, she says you can make anything knit or crochet, and it's running through December, I do believe, or maybe it's January. I'm not exactly sure when it ends, but you have time yet. Check her out on Instagram. But here is the whole, I'm trying to show you the blanket, but it's just so large now that I can't get it all for you to view. But there's that. And it's just, like I said, it's just a granny square. You start out making a granny square and you just keep growing it and growing it and growing it and growing it. So the blanket will be a square blanket. That's the first one. And the second one, it's kind of buried in here. Come on. I haven't got much progress done on this. I've showed you this before. I think a couple times now, in fact. This is just a zigzag blanket that I'm using. Oh, sorry. That I'm using from the Red Heart Super Saver Jumbo Ombre Stripe in Latte Stripe. Yep. This is the time of year to where I love sitting in the evenings, having my tea, and just cuddling up with my blankets and working on them. The reason that granny square one is almost finished is because, well, it's so nice and cuddly and soft when I'm knitting it. It keeps me warm as well. Okay, that was all for blankets. 1, 2, wait a minute. Don't forget number 3. I said I had 3. Okay, this one is very pretty. It's kind of spring-like, and it's got seashells. And it is called the Dune Blanket. And where I got this was a kit sent to me in the mail. Now, where I got this yarn is the next thing I want to talk about, and it's crocheted, it's acrylic. It'll come in a kit, and I'm going to show you the bag. Now, keep in mind, I've done the progress there. So the yarn in the bag's going to look a little bit less because I have been working on it. But here is the luscious bag of yarn. This is bag number 1, and this is from Wool Warehouse. Diane, if you are watching, you were correct on your guess. I just didn't want to let the cat out of the bag. But there is that. Isn't that pretty? They have got wonderful, wonderful blanket kits over there with many different colors and many different styles. I think most of them are crocheted. Now, where I first heard about Wool Warehouse and saw this wonderful blanket kit was the lady, her name is Lisa from Soulful Spinning. She featured this on her channel. Hello, Lisa, if you were watching. I just fell in love with what she had. She had a different one. It was like primary colors, and it was little granny squares that you kind of sew together. But this one I bought just for the colors because I liked the springtime colors in here. And I didn't even know what the blanket was going to be. I wanted it to be a surprise, but I like it. And it comes, you get 15 skeins, and like I said, they're larger than this. I have used some, as you can see, but they're 100% acrylic, and they come in 15 different colors, and you get this wonderful pattern book with it, and the back tells you the story. It's got all the instructions that you need to follow. It's wonderful. It's very easy. They show you pictures step by step. I have gotten this far. So I'll keep working on that throughout the winter. And the nice bright springtime colors will remind me of spring. And don't you just love these bags? This is a nice mesh bag with a satin ribbon that says Wool Warehouse on it. I love the bags. Okay, that was blanket number 3 and Wool Warehouse introduction. Now, that's not all I purchased from Wool Warehouse. I have bag number 2. And in bag number 2, I have lots of different yarns. I just went kind of crazy over there because I thought their yarns were so unique. I got a little of this and a little of that. I love this one. They have very good prices, by the way. And might I mention that the blanket kits sell for, I think it's $32.50, and then it's $5 shipping. And it comes from the UK, but I thought the shipping, you cannot beat the shipping on that. It was amazingly wonderful. And this bag here that I have another bag that's coming in the mail. So this is bag 1 of 2. I haven't received it yet, so I'll have to track that and see where that is. It's a 16, there's 16 of them. But anyway, that was $10. These were $10 for those other 2 bags. So, on with the yarn. This I thought was lovely. It's called King Cole. I know Sheila from Sheila's Just Knitting and Sheila's Knitting Tips and other stuff, her 2 YouTube channels. She does mention Wool Warehouse, I think. And she does use King Cole yarn. So when I saw that, I thought, oh, hi Sheila, I'm using your yarn now. But I love that. I love the gray in there and then the Christmassy colors in there. I thought it was very, very pretty. Not exactly sure what I'll make with that. And I got Rowan. Rowan for $3 in DK weight. I got one in sage and one in cream. I want to make myself a pair of fingerless gloves with that. And I'm sure that'll be enough left over, plus maybe a little more. These are cute. These little cottons. These are like $1. I got a few of these, just in some kitchen colors. I have a yellow kitchen, so I thought that would be cute with that. And let's see, I thought this was interesting. This I wanted to purchase just to see if I would like it again. This is 10% wool, 82% acrylic, and 8% viscose. So if you are sensitive to wool, this is really nice. It's called Rustic Chunky. I only got this one because I just wanted to try a sample and see if I like it. I may be back for more on that one. And what else do I have in here? Well, I ordered some more of this. This is what I'm using in the Blake cardigan from Universal Yarns. And then I got 6 of these, and I just love the color. I thought that was beautiful. It's called Meadow Mist. I love the color of that. That is called King Cole Poplar Chunky. And it is 100 grams. 100% premium acrylic, or 164 yards. I have a project for that, which I'll get to acquisitions in a minute. So I know I may have to have more of this. I've got 6 in here, and then I may need a few more, probably. And the last thing in here, I got 2 of these. And this is Rico Design Essentials Super Kid Mohair and Silk in pink. Isn't that luscious? I think it's very pretty, and I'm not sure what I want to do with it. What I would like to do is get a bunch more of this because it was on sale. I think this was $2.69 for one of these, and it is 70% mohair, 30% SEIDE. I don't know what that is. Silk. Oh, okay, silk. 70% mohair, 30% silk. Made in Italy. Yardage on here, I'm still looking. I'm not seeing the yardage. Where are you? No. I apologize for that. I apologize. I can't find the yardage on here. But I know to make the Darling Cardigan by, oh, what's her name? Okay, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. Kodavakika? You might have heard of her. She has a YouTube channel, and she released her Darling Cardigan a little while ago. Maybe about 6 months ago, I'm not sure. But I got her pattern for that, and I thought this held double with a nice pink and wool would be very lovely. But yeah, that was 2 of my bags of my yarn haul, plus my thrift store yarn. And there's a 3rd bag on the way that's got, it's a DK yarn in baby blue. Beautiful. And I got 16 skeins for $9.70, but I have not received it yet, probably because, well, they ship it separately. It would have been nicer to me if they could have put it all together, both of these together, and then shipped it in a box, but that's okay. The blanket I ordered a few days before, so that was separate. But wow, I think I got through everything, and it's only about 33 minutes. Oh, but that was what I'm doing. That's what I'm up to. That's the yarn I purchased. I have enough yarn now for a while. I'm still wanting to do an Aberdeen's surprise bag unbagging, maybe sometime, probably closer to spring, because I have enough projects right now. Okay, I'm getting a little hoarse. All right, well, I hope you all had a wonderful holiday. And if you don't see me on here weekly coming up, it's because, you know, it's a busy time. Our second holiday's coming up. Now, our family doesn't do holidays in the traditional sense, but we do get together with family, have a wonderful time, go places, go shopping, go out to eat. We usually do those types of things and sometimes gather at home. But you all have a wonderful week and enjoy your time with your family and enjoy cuddling up and enjoy your makes. And I will see you all again. And I thank you all for watching. And please be sure to give this a nice thumbs up and share my videos as much as you want. And don't forget to subscribe if you like my content and would like to see more. Well, take care and have a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!